My name is Dozie Zhu. I want to talk to you today about some things pertaining to why Africa is, sub-Saharan Africa has been backward. I gave it a thought, and I think I found the answer. And I also talk about some implications of my findings. If you consider that historically the human civilization was big around Mesopotamia and around the Mediterranean area. That was if you think about Greece, Rome, and the countries in the Middle East, present Middle East. That's where the most the ancient technologies were developed. That was the center of the hotbed of human advancement. But you wonder why all of that didn't trickle down to sub-Saharan Africa, given that it's not all the way, it's not way too far from that region. There was so much progress in that region, and none of this CB had come down to sub-Saharan Africa. Much of it went west. Like by the time Rome was very advanced, that's about 2,000 years ago, the people of the British Isles were still very agricultural and backward, and they were even colonized by Rome. So eventually they picked up and progressed immensely. So I would say that even France, Julius Caesar marched on France and killed 1 million Frenchmen just to boost his notoriety before he would seize power in his homeland. Now, so why the progress seems to have moved from the Mediterranean region, the Middle East, and Northern Africa, that's Egypt, and westwards, but not southwards to sub-Saharan Africa? So that's the question. I think the answer is the Sahara Desert, the difficult and massive Sahara Desert, the largest desert in the world, serves as a barrier preventing the technologies from those civilizations coming down to sub-Saharan Africa. So you see that even while there were some advancements local in sub-Saharan Africa, like working in iron and things like that, yet the progress was not commensurate with what happened in Europe and in the Mediterranean area. Like there was no writing down here. There was no writing. There was no form of writing. Even though they had in that region they had hieroglyphics, cuneiform writing, Arabic writing. None of it came down to Sub-Saharan Africa. So I think the Sahara Desert was the barrier why Sub-Saharan Africa was backward and has been lagging behind. Alright, so but even the truth is that Sub-Saharan Africa is not the only part of the world lagging behind. But I'm talking about this region in particular now, and I think the reason for the lagging is the massive desert, the difficult desert. One evidence I have for that is that when the Europeans started coming down to Sub-Saharan Africa, they came by the Atlantic, they came by sea. They couldn't. One would have thought they would have achieved more, covered more places, went through more lands and peoples coming by land. But they preferred to come by sea. Where they could have, instead of going from Italy or from Spain, they could just have crossed to North Africa, Morocco, and then came down. They would have had more contact with more people and more nations, and had more opportunity for trade. But they came by sea. I think the desert was the main factor. The second evidence for that is that if you consider the genetics of Africa, you see that all the people of Africa are more related to each other than they are related to people of sub-Saharan Africa. That means there seems to have been communication among all other peoples in Africa, but the communication between them and the people of sub-Saharan Africa. So why would that have been? In effect, it implies is that people of sub-Saharan Africa were an isolated population. So what isolated them? I think it's the desert. Alright, now that said, I would like now to talk about the implications in this present era of that. I think it will be very useful to link sub-Saharan Africa to the centers of Europe, of centers of technology and economy in Europe. And I think it will serve sub-Saharan Africa greatly, and also serve Europe immensely. If you consider that China is building the Silk Road, the railway and the road system to try and boost its links to other countries and boost its trade and influence, it will seem strange that Europe hasn't thought of setting up a link to Africa that will enable it compete better with China. And if you consider that Europe has a longer interaction with sub-Saharan Africa, you would have thought you will have an upper hand in this aspect, in this matter. You know, you would have thought they would have thought of it first to try to unify the economy with the economics of sub-Saharan Africa. So how could that be done? It is very simple. A railway system could be built across the Sahara. That would just link sub-Saharan Africa with the Mediterranean area, and also with Europe. The railway system can be taken further from a country like Morocco or Libya. I would say Morocco, because Morocco is closer to Spain, you know. Maybe a tunnel system beneath the ocean there, and a link that runs right into Europe, maybe up to Norway, and down or maybe up to Cape Town, South Africa. That would put the resources of Africa make them more available to Europe, and the products of Europe more available to people of sub-Saharan Africa. You know, sub-Saharan Africa is going to has a lot of development to do, and it's going to develop immensely in the next 100 years or 200 years. We can begin to see the early signs of that. You know, YouTube has enabled many people to see what's going on in sub-Saharan Africa. It's not just poverty and disease. You know, the economy is growing and booming very fast. You know, so we hope that Europe will consider this setting up a link between the economy and that of sub-Saharan Africa right across the Sahara. Yeah. So apart from a rail link, we could set up a road link too, and even a gas link, because you know Nigeria has the largest verified quantities of gas in the world. You know, why Europe depends a lot on Russian gas, and the geopolitics of that is quite unstable. You know, I'm sure you can get cheaper gas and more stable supply politically from Nigeria and other countries in Africa. So I think it's institutions of Europe to try and set up a gas link, a gas pipeline from sub-Saharan Africa to Europe, maybe from Nigeria to Europe. I think this economic link between Europe and sub-Saharan Africa is going to help both parties a lot. It help Europe compete better than China, and help advance the progress and growth of the economies of sub-Saharan Africa very, very well. And then the historical deficit, the historical severance from the rest of the world imposed by the desert can be quickly overcome. Thank you very much. My name is Dozie Zui. Thanks. Thanks.